It is okay to be hurt. What matters is how one overcomes it and continues one's best. Hurt is emotional suffering caused by someone being unkind or the feeling that one is treated unfairly. A deep hurt is something like the lead character goes through in the movie Devdas. If you have not seen it, the lead character could not marry the girl he loved. With that emotional hurt, he gets addicted to alcohol and gets into bad health. A deep hurt may happen because of not succeeding to the expected level. An example is where someone did not crack IIT in the first attempt. Though the second attempt was successful, the deep hurt and the emotional pain that went through the first failure stays for the rest of the lifetime. A deep hurt may happen with siblings. There are families where siblings won't talk for years. This deep hurt primarily happens because of disrespect, inappropriate wealth distribution, inappropriate care, etc. A deep hurt may happen because of a divorce or a love breakup. The hurt exists during the process of divorce and stays after that for years to come. So, how to be free from deep hurt? Let us go into it. Emotional hurt is lot similar to physical hurt. Physical hurt is an injury to the physical form. Emotional hurt is an injury to the psychological form. So the principle to heal from psychological hurt is very similar to the physical hurt. Take the case of a small scratch that happened to a boy participating in a running race. Typically, the scratch will be cleaned with the help of cotton. You apply antiseptic lotion, put a bandage, and ask the boy to rest. Observe the scratch every day. Identify the need for medical dressing. If required, do it again. And give time for the skin to reform. It may take a week or 2 weeks for the entire healing. After the healing, the boy may hesitate to run for a few minutes and gets into running at full speed later. I bet that you have seen this many times. Do you know how this is related to recovering from deep emotional hurt? In a physical hurt case, it is important to notice the location of the physical hurt. In the same way, it is important to notice the wound in the psychological image. Let us take the case of Devdas. Devdas loved Parvati. He could not marry for whatever be the reasons. Parvati married someone else. It left Devdas in a state of deep emotional hurt. He gets addicted to drinking alcohol. Devdas had the image of a perfect person. A perfect person with a beautiful lover and subsequently leading to marriage. He also had an image of a courageous person who can stand against his parent orders. When Parvati got married, the entire image of a perfect person, perfect lover and perfect life were broken. A perfect person who can withstand against parent wishes to marry the desired girl Parvati here. Devdas became so small against his own standards. This psychological image of a perfect person, perfect lover and perfect life was wounded. The discovery about the location of the psychological image plays a greater part in the recovery. To discover the location of the psychological image, it requires replaying the hurt scenario again and again. It takes a few iterations. Be patient till the answer comes on its own. During those iterations, one has to hold to these principles. I am solely responsible for my hurt feelings. The hurt is never from the outside environment, it is always coming from inside. It is absolutely okay to have a hurt feeling. With these assertions, work out the psychological image that was wounded. It is a natural tendency to avoid the hurt feeling instead of rolling it out. To escape from the hurt feeling, Devdas made the mind insensitive by taking alcohol. It was an effort to escape from the hurt. In short, trying to escape from hurt leads to habits that makes the mind insensitive. The habits can be like drugs, smoking continuously, watching TV, becoming workaholic, etc. I call this as the drift phase. So be aware of it. Continuously check the habits and their origin. By now, let us assume that the location of the psychological image hurt is discovered. The next step in healing the boy's wound is cleaning and dressing the wound. So care must be taken. In the case of deep hurt, what one needs is self-care. It is also called self-love. Acknowledge that emotional hurt happens. It is perfectly okay to be in a state of deep emotional pain. Accept as you are. Also remember that be kind to yourself. That basically means do not criticize anymore internally. In the case of Devadas, as soon as some basic needs like eating, living were fulfilled, the hurt feeling comes back. Devadas' mind showcases himself as a loser. To escape from the hurt, he immediately reverted to alcohol, but the undercurrent of the hurt feeling always existed. So the feeling of hurt will come back. There is no need to move away from it. Just silently observe. No action is the action. This no action leads the mind to observe its nature. As the awareness of the mind builds up, it comes to an understanding that it can observe the wounded psychological image. This is a success on its own because it avoids making the mind insensitive. As this self-care improves, basically accepting the feeling of hurt, the mind showcases what it can do differently. It tries to figure out new ways of improving the psychological image. This includes the previous success stories. It also includes existing good things. But the feeling of satisfaction does not come usually. It still feels empty. Be patient. This phase takes time. Slowly the mind moves from the state of hurt and it figures out the new activity that can be taken up. This is the phase of reformation of the wounded psychological image. The self-care principles are: accept the state of hurt, be kind, not to others, most importantly to oneself. Do not criticize internally. So when the new activity begins, the mind's tendency is to map the existing situation to the past situation. It inevitably brings back the fear of getting hurt once again. It is exactly the case when the boy starts running once again. The fear of hurt comes back. This typically leads to dropping the existing activity. So do not drop the new activity. Give it a try. Again, it is absolutely okay to be in a state of hurt. It is absolutely okay to be hurt once again, but it is very important to overcome fear. The final secret to being at the best of oneself is: be not afraid of getting hurt once again, because it is absolutely okay to be hurt. Finally, you are not the emotion. You are not the thought. What you are is simply beyond the knowledge. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.